What's up, everybody? Lorgasm here, and let's talk about the new 60th anniversary special of Doctor Who, the first of three, called The Star Beast.
Hello there.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Okay, so first let me say that the production value on this is amazing. Lord, does this episode look good. They are definitely putting that Disney money to good use. So this episode starts off with a fourth wall break recap of series like 3 and 4, which is Donna's series with David Tennant. And I believe this was a good idea because for me, I haven't rewatched any of New Who, except for like a little choice episodes, my favorite episodes. My memory was like fuzzy on the Doctor and Donna adventures, and hot take here, Donna is not my favorite companion. I know that's like blasphemy to some people. They think she's the best. She's just a little too abrasive for me. I did like her, but like she's definitely not in my top tier of companions. So a lot of their adventures are like in the back of my mind, not in the front, so I don't really remember them as well. But also I feel like this was a good way for casual viewers to kind of see what happened in the past without having to deal with 10 seasons of information overwhelming them. After that, we get the new theme song, which is good. I enjoy it. It's I wouldn't rank it at my very top, but it definitely is giving upbeat adventure, which I enjoy. And while the theme is going, I like how they give credit to the creators of the comic book that this episode's actually based on. I thought that was really cool. I have not read the comic. I know nothing about the comic. I didn't look it up. I knew this episode was based on the comic, but I didn't want to spoil it for myself, so I didn't even look it up. I wanted to come in fresh eyes, and I'm happy I did that, just based on what happens later in the episode. After that, we see Cityscape, and then the TARDIS lands, and as the Doctor walks out, we get some wholesome music playing, like it's happy-go-lucky music. The Doctor seems relaxed. He doesn't seem as stressed as he did in Destination Skaro, which was the short that we got for Children in Need. He was freaking out about how he was just a woman 60 minutes ago, and this is his face now, and he doesn't know what's happening. So it's nice to see that he's kind of settled down now. As he walks into the bustling street, he's enjoying the scenery, and then he looks over and he sees somebody struggling carrying a lot of boxes. So of course, being the Doctor, he goes and helps. And as he pulls the top box, we see Donna, and she's saying thank you, and then he just nopes. He nopes out of there. He puts it right back on top and walks away, because he knows, obviously, if she remembers him, she's gonna die. So he just tries to get out of the situation. But of course, as he does that, she's like, bro, what the heck? And then she starts yelling for Rose, and he freaks out about this. He's confused. Rose? What do you mean Rose? He's thinking Rose is in another dimension. Like, what's going on? A young woman walks up. It's Donna's daughter, Rose. She apologizes to Donna and says she was just looking for a bag of eyes, which the Doctor's a little confused about that too, because what's going on? Donna's here, they're calling for Rose, looking for a bag of eyes. Like, what's happening? We find out she needs these supplies for like her side hustle. She makes things, she sells them on Dubai, I think they call it. I don't know if that means she sells them to people in the city of Dubai, or there is like a website called Dubai, which is like Etsy here in America. I don't know. I'm just gonna assume it's like Etsy. She sells stuff on Etsy. Donna then turns around and sets all her boxes down so she can reorganize them, and as she does, a spaceship comes hurtling down towards Earth. Rose tries getting her attention, but she isn't hearing any of it, and she doesn't believe that there's spaceships in London. And when she stands back up, there's no spaceship. The event's over, everyone's walking away. And it's a really funny gag, like she happens to miss it, which saves her from remembering space adventures that she had with the Doctor. So it's like a funny little gag. I don't know if they kind of did the same thing for the episode where Donna was in like another dimension. If she didn't go off with the doctor, they might have done something like that. I don't remember. Donna and Rose go to leave, and then gives the doctor some hilarious advice saying that past the age of 35 he shouldn't be wearing such tight suits. So funny. As they walk off, you hear a man yelling Rose, and that befuddles the doctor again. Like, why is everybody yelling Rose? What the heck is happening? So he goes over to the man, and we see that it's Sean, which is Donna's husband. He's driving a taxi, and he talks about how Rose is his daughter. So then the doctor is like, hey, I need you to get me to where the explosions are coming from. Sean's like, all the roads are turned off, and he's like, I know the back roads. And he shows his psychic paper, what he thought would say Grandmaster of Knowledge. And it's another hilarious gag. Sean's like, it says Grand Mistress, because the psychic paper is lagging behind from when the doctor was Jodie Whittaker, which who knows how long it takes the psychic paper to reboot. We know it's been over an hour, because in Destination Scarrow he said it's been an hour. It's obviously been longer than that. I know there were some adventures in like the comics of the magazine. I haven't read that, so I can't speak on it. I don't know what happens. Sean drives him, and the doctor begins to chit chat with him, saying that he's friends of Neris, and that's why he knows who Rose is and who Sean is. And we get a funny bit where Sean is asking how Neris is, and the doctor's like, fine. And then Sean's like, since the accident, he's like, well, not fine. Sean's like, oh, it was her fault though, and he's like, well, she's been fine. So it was just a funny little gag that was happening. The doctor asks what happened to the lottery ticket, because he left a lottery ticket with Wilf and Sylvia as Donna's wedding present, and Sean says that she gave away all the money to charity except for what they used to buy the house, and it was 166 million quid, which would be about $209,586,998.51 in American currency. So Jesus, that's a lot of money to give away. We cut to a news anchor which is talking about the crash site, and then Unit shows up and drags him away and begins setting up a perimeter around the crash site, which the doctor then weasels his way into and gets into the building, where he overhears a lady talking to a soldier about how the ship didn't actually crash, that it was heading down like it was going to crash, and then it lands normally. After that, we cut to Donna and Rose walking home, and then some boys ride by on their bikes and start dead naming Rose and ask for a kiss. And then here's where, if you didn't realize before, you'll know now that the actress for Rose is actually a male to female transgender actress. She is portraying a male to female transgender character in this episode. Donna then at that point questions who the boys are, and that she's going to tell their mother. Donna pointed out that one specific boy's mother she used to make fun of and call names when they were in school together. And now I'm not saying that it's karma, but because, you know, it's not nice in general, but it kind of sounds like karma for making fun of somebody else when you were younger and now your child's being harassed. Not saying that harassment is good. I'm not saying that she deserves it. I'm just saying that's, you know, that's how karma works. When Donna and Rose walk in the house, Sylvia, Donna's mother, is cooking up food in the kitchen. Donna says that she doesn't need the charity even though she lost her job, but it's not her fault. But it is her fault because she messed up, which we find out later in the episode, which I feel like they should have just said now. It seems rushed at the end kind of for this, that she spilled coffee on the equipment. Rose then asks Sylvia if she saw the spaceship, and all Sylvia does is deny, saying that they don't exist. But then she questions Donna if Donna saw it, and when Donna says no, she misses everything. Sylvia's like, okay, good. And then Sylvia tells Rose that she looks gorgeous, and then Rose starts to head outside to take her supplies to the shed, and Donna stops her and was like, I'm gonna protect you no matter what. I will set the world ablaze, and I will descend to protect you. Rose then heads to the shed, and Sylvia and Rose start to talk, and Sylvia questions if calling Rose gorgeous was correct or if it was being sexist, because when Rose was a boy she didn't used to do that, which, you know, you can understand because Sylvia is part of an old generation. This is all new to her. She's not used to this. And then Donna was like, she is gorgeous, so it's fine. And she starts talking about how having a child is amazing, and then when they grow up beautiful, you're like, where did this come from and how did I get so lucky? And then she's like, right, mom? And then Sylvia's like, oh yeah, It was hilarious. And we know that they were not always on the best of terms, and we saw in the past and the alternate universe that Donna and her mom butt heads a lot. Donna brings up Wilf, and then how he used to talk about aliens, and Sylvia tries to change the subject, and Donna says it just something feels like it's missing, like something important is missing from her life. We cut to outside, and a neighbor boy comes and gets Rose that an alien pod landed nearby, so separate from the ship. She runs to go get her phone. As she's walking through the alley, she meets a little fuzzy white alien named the Meep. I guess in the comic book it was called Beep the Meep, but it's never called Beep in this. It's just called the Meep. And the Meep is voiced by Miriam Margolyes. I think that's how you say her name. And if you don't know who that is Professor Sprout from the Harry Potter series. Like, obviously she has so much more. It's just Harry Potter's where I know her from. It says that it fell from the stars and it got hurt, and it's not safe that there's a whole other alien race that are hunting it, or they calls it monsters. We then see the neighbor boy walk around the corner, and it runs into two aliens that have claws and guns and like a bug head, and then he runs away, and the aliens are like, let him go, we want the Meep. We cut then to the doctor at the landing site where he's doing diagnostic check on the ship, and the new scientific advisor number 56 named Shirley A. Bingham, I think was the name, begins to chat with him about the ship, and then he talks about how he's confused because he has his old face back, and then she says it's forbidden knowledge for him to know about his future selves, even though, I mean, I guess the memory does get waived every time he meets a future self of him, and he's like, nah, this is my new face. I lived through all that. It was like I was a weirdo with a bow tie, I was a Scotsman, and then I was a woman, and now here I am again. So she was confused about it as well, and he thinks it has something to do with Donna, and then the universe is making them run into each other. Shirley is then told that something important at the ship is happening, so the doctor leaves, and she heads to the ship with a unit soldier. They're talking, and he said there's a signal coming from the ship. As soon as they get to the ship, there's stairs. I never mentioned it before. It didn't really matter because it doesn't. She's just an actress, but she's in a wheelchair, so she couldn't get up the stairs. So then she's like, hey, don't make me the problem, go do your job, you know, it is what it is. Which, if we want to pause here for a second, I do have a little nitpick. I understand that this is the character, she's in a wheelchair, but the actress is also in a wheelchair. But as the unit scientific advisor, you have access to alien tech that's left behind on Earth. We have seen it before. Kate used alien tech, was it against Cybermen? I don't remember against which alien, but like, they're like, hey, we got tech. Like, you guys leave tech here all the time, we collect it. But they leave tech here all the time. So why, and we know this wheelchair has upgrades on it because we see it later in the episode. Why doesn't this wheelchair have Dalek tech that lets it fly? They learned how to get over stairs by adding like boosters to the bottom of their Dalek mobiles. So why has she not added it? I mean, I'm assuming there's clearance issues. I'm assuming there's personal choice issues. As the scientific advisor, I would feel like you want to be able to get anywhere. So why not? I mean, I would get not wanting to like upgrade yourself with like Cyberman legs, because who knows if that stuff will spread and turn you into a Cyberman, but some Dalek boosters on the bottom of the wheelchair just makes sense to me. Okay, end ramp, moving on. The soldiers get up the stairs and they look into the ship where they become possessed by a blue and purple light, and as they're possessed, they start taking off in their vehicles. We cut back to Rose's house, and she's heading out to the shed, and the Meep is actually playing with the stuffed animals that Rose makes and sells. Donna comes to the shed, and the Meep pulls the ET and hides in the toys. Donna sees the Meep and believes that Rose made it, and is like, well, you can go on like a competition show called the Sewing Bee. And I've never heard of it, but I'm assuming it's like a cooking show, or like it sounds like a spelling bee, but like obviously for sewing, not cooking. And Donna was like, I can't believe how good the eyes look. Of course, the eye starts to twitch as soon as that happens, so then Donna pokes the eye, and then the Meep freaks out, and then Donna freaks out, and we cut to the doctor jumping off of a unit vehicle, and because they're in the neighborhood, because that's where that pod landed, and he hears Donna yelling, so of course he heads over to her house. This is like chaotic, everything's happening at once. Sylvia's trying to convince Donna that the alien isn't real, because obviously if she remembers stuff, she'll die. And then she hears banging at the door and sees the doctor and was like, you, with like a guttural tone, because like that's how venomous she feels towards the doctor. And she heads over and she's like, no, you can't be here. If she sees you, she's gonna die. And the doctor's like, well, technically, as long as she doesn't remember me, she won't die. She can still see me. And she's like, nah, don't do that. And then she's turning around, she's like, it's not real, it's not real. The doctor breaks in using the sonic screwdriver to unlock the door, and then she turns around and just Cole cocks him in the face, and he's like, oh, here we go again. It's hilarious. It's so chaotic. He goes over and tries to help, and they're like, what is this dude doing here? We just saw him at the mart. And then out of nowhere, Sean comes in, and everybody stops, and they're just like looking at him. Because Sylvia obviously knows about the alien stuff. Donna is freaking out about it. Sean doesn't know about any of the alien stuff. He looks at everybody, he looks at the alien, and he's just like, smells good in here. And it was just funny. Like, he was acting like it was just another day in the Temple Noble household. The possessed unit soldiers head over to the unit soldiers that are surrounding the pod, and we're like, you guys can go, we got it covered. We cut back to the house, and Donna's questioning the doctor of who he is and what he's doing here, and he brings up the lottery ticket. He kind of talks his way out of the situation. He says Neris, and she's like, oh, of course Neris has to do with this. He asks about Will, and she's like, oh, he's not with us anymore. And ooh, let me tell you, this brought a tear to my eye. I was like, oh, he's dead. And the doctor was like, oh, he's dead. And it was rough, because I know that the actor died around the time of this filming, so it was like, oh, did they not get him before he passed? Like, that's really like upsetting. And she's like, no, he's just not living here. Which, like, who says, oh, he's not with us anymore? Like, who says that, not meaning that somebody died? And she's like, no, he's not with us anymore. He's in like an old folks home. Like, but who says he's not with us anymore, not meaning they're dead? Like, that's like a common saying it when somebody passes. So like the doctor's like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, and she's like, no, they're just not living, or he's just not living with us anymore. And that Kate Lethbridge Stewart is paying for Wilf to live in this home, which is cool. Or Kate Stewart now. I think she took the Lethbridge out if I remember correctly. But it's really cool. So now we might be able to see him in one of the next 2 specials, which would be great. When the Meep starts chattering, and the doctor was like, oh yeah, I could get him home. And then Rose is like, why are you assuming his pronoun? And the doctor's like, you know what, you're right. The Meep, what do you want to be called? And the Meep's like, I'm the Meep. And the doctor's like, you know what, I do that too. The doctor questions the Meep on who is after it. The Meep says, the Wraith Warriors, Warth Warrior, I can't say that word. The Warth Warriors. They hunt down Meep kind for their fur. The Meep says it has 2 hearts, and Doctor's like, bro, same. Like, we have so much in common. And then we hear a knock at the door. The doctor is like, yo, that's the unit soldiers. They're with me. And then he goes and checks, and he's like, they're possessed. And never mind. And then shuts the door in their face. And then they bust in, and then the Warth soldiers bust in the back, and they're all shooting at each other. The doctor, with his upgraded Disney money sonic screwdriver, creates 2 force fields, which is dope. I'm hoping that it kind of keeps the upgrade, but I don't know. It might go to Shooty-Gatwa's run. It might not. I kind of hope it does, because I like it. It's cool. The family and the doctor and the meatball run to the attic, and then they bust through the wall using the sonic, because it resonates through concrete or mortar, as Sean likes to point out. Then they walk across 5 houses to get to their car. This was really weird for me, because in America, our houses are not that close together. I mean, I guess there's condos that are kind of close if you live in like a big city like New York and they're brownstone, but like I live in Ohio. Our houses, we got some space between us. I don't live in like the country. Like, my neighbor is like a driveway away from me, but it definitely isn't like touching. Our houses don't touch. So they get down to the car. There's a shootout going out in the road. The doctor sees a unit soldier down, so he checks the unit soldier. He gets really confused, and then the alien soldiers start attacking the doctor and shooting the car. They jump in the car, they head to a car park, and then the doctor's like, alright, time out. Puts a judge wig on, summons 2 of the alien soldiers, has the Meep sitting there, and is like, it's time for court, Judge Judy style. He's like, what's going on? That unit soldier was alive, there's no scorch marks on the car, so like, you weren't trying to kill us. What's happening? And then the soldiers are like talking all prim and proper, like I was not expecting it. They're like, oh, I'm Constable blah blah blah, and we're here to capture the Meep, because the Meep is from a solar system where the sun is psychedelic and it made them all crazy, and now they want to take over everything. And the Meep's like, oh, they're lying, they're gonna kill me. And then they're like, no, we just want to capture the Meep. And then the doctor's like, oh, psychedelic sun, that makes sense. And then the Meep's like, you know what, screw this, and then blast the aliens. Angry expression, teeth. This is why I'm happy I didn't read the comic book, because I was not expecting this. It blew my mind. I was like, what the heck just happened? I was like, this alien was giving me E.T. and now it's giving me Gremlin. Like, this is not what I was expecting. After that, unit soldiers show up and they capture the family and the doctor, and they haul them off, and on their way to their destination, they're all talking, and the doctor's like, why'd you give away the money? And Donna's like, well, there were people who needed it out in the world. I had my house, I had my family, and I just wanted to be like him. And the doctor's like, what? They arrive at the landing site. All the unit soldiers are now possessed, and they're chanting, hail to the Meep, hail to the Most High, over and over again. Lordy. The doctor is like, okay, cool, you want to just leave, but that ship has a double dagger drive on it. If it activates, you're going to kill everybody in the 5-mile radius because you're going to use them all as fuel. I have a better way to get out of here. And the Meep's like, nah, I'm cool with this. This is good. And the Meep starts the engines. They send the doctor and the family to get locked up. As soon as the doctor and the family go up the elevator, Shirley, the unit scientific advisor, shoots darts out of her wheelchair, knocks out the soldier escort, uses her wheelchair, blows up a wall. And this is what I'm saying. You're going to upgrade your wheelchair. Like, why do you not have Dalek tech to float, to fly around? Like, come on. She sends the family away. She tells the doctor, come on, let's go. They start running to the ship. Donna and them are getting into the lift. And Donna's like, I gotta go help the doctor. Shut the door. And then Sylvia's like, she said the doctor, because she's remembering. The doctor's in the ship. He's trying to shut everything down. Donna runs in. She's like, I want to help. The doctor's like, no, you can't be here. And then as soon as like that happens, the door is locked, sealed. She's stuck in the ship with him. So the doctor's like, stand there, don't do nothing. And he keeps trying to shut down the ship. The next thing you know, glass comes down, splits the ship, splits the manifold, the room in half. So now Donna's on one side, the doctor's on the other, and she's like, want to help, let me help. And the doctor's like, no, if I even tell you anything, you're gonna die. And she's like, I don't care, I want to save my family. And the doctor, like, he freaks out. He's like, why does it have to be like this? Because this is giving when Wilf was in the chamber and he was gonna die, and then the doctor sacrifices himself. It's giving the same thing. So at this point, the doctor grants Donna her wish and starts unlocking her memory by doing some Winter Soldier code to open up her mind. When she gets her memory back, there's like a thing on binary. She just starts flipping switches. Like, she gets her memory back, she gets mind of a Time Lord. She starts flipping switches, he starts flipping switches. Everything's all getting exciting. I'm getting goosebumps because I'm like, oh snap, this is like dope. This is like a really great moment for Donna. And even as like not a fan of Donna, I was like, oh, this is awesome. The ship shuts down, glass opens up, she dies in the doctor's arms. It's very upsetting. It's the moment everybody knew was coming if she got her memories back. Unit soldiers come in, they're like, hey, we gotta kill you. And then the doctor's like, whatever, bro, you were already defeated by the Dr. Donna. But then out of nowhere, Rose outside the ship starts unpossessing all the soldiers. To her, she's saying a bunch of sci-fi terms. It's like, what the heck just happened? So the doctor's like, what? And then Donna wakes up and she's like, what? She didn't die. And then they explain, oh, the meta crisis that she had passed down partial of it into her child. So now Rose has memories of the Doctor and Donna's adventures. So she was using her shed as a representation of the TARDIS. The stuffed animals she was making were creatures that the Doctor and Donna saw on their adventures. Rose is the name because that's Rose. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. And then they're like, it all worked out because binary, the Doctor and Donna, man, woman, and then non-binary, Rose. Now, I do feel like they need a little more explanation for it in general, but I feel like it was alright. They leave the ship and the Meep starts talking crap like, ha, I'm gonna leave anyways. The Doctor's like, nah, bro. Hits the button, ejectocito, cuz. The Meep parachutes down. The alien soldiers, I still can't say their name. Nope, can't do it. They take the Meep into custody. The Doctor is like, hey, we still need to worry about this meta crisis thing. Like, yeah, you guys split it, but it's still dangerous for you guys to have. And they're like, hey, it's cool. We got this. You would understand because you're a male presenting Time Lord, but as a woman, we can just let it go. So I feel, me personally, feel like this was kind of just a cop-out because they didn't know what to do to take care of this. It doesn't make sense, and I don't understand like how it works. Like, I feel like they should have explained it better. Like, right here, this part right here feels really rushed in the story. They were running out of time. They needed to resolve everything quickly. I feel like they could have cut some things earlier on. I feel like if they would have cut things earlier on, they could have explained it better. Like, did we need the doctor in the taxi with Sean? No, not necessarily. Like, yeah, it was good, but we could have cut that out. The doctor could have just appeared where the ship landed, so that whole section could have been shorter. The gun battle at the house, I feel like that could have been shorter, and then we could have had more time, and it could have explained it better for how Donna and Rose just kind of got rid of the meta crisis, because it makes no sense. They're just like, yeah, we can do it because we're women. Sure, I guess, whatever. I mean, it's Doctor Who. It happens. The the alien warriors take the Meep into custody, and the Meep threatens, like, hey, 2 hearts is a rare thing in the universe. I'm gonna tell the boss. And the doctor's like, I don't like that. A little too cryptic for me. Now, knowing that the Celestial Toymaker is going to be the final boss of the 3rd episode, does this mean that's the boss? Or is the 2 hearts thing like kind of a hint towards the Doctor's true race, because the Doctor is not Gallifreyan, because of the Timeless Children? And RTD did say that there's going to be a mention of the Timeless Children. Just like a sprinkle is what everyone's assuming. So does that mean like we could get like oh, this is the Doctor's true race and it's rare because only certain things have 2 hearts? I don't know, maybe, we'll see. Who knows? It might not even happen, like the issue might not resolve here. It might be in Ncuti's run. So we'll see. Sam talked to the Doctor outside the TARDIS, and he's like, hey Donna, you want to go on another adventure? And she's like, as much as I love that, I kind of got a family to take care of. And then Rose is like, hey, let me see that TARDIS. And then Donna's like, nah. No, because you're gonna end up on Mars. Some crazy crap's gonna go down. But then Donna was like, you know what though, me and you, Doctor, we can go see Grandpa Wilf. And the Doctor's like, yo, good idea. Sylvia, what do you think? And Sylvia's like, I don't know about that. And then Donna's like, oh, but please, like, I got my memories back, and the Doctor's here with this face, everything's all kosher. And she's like, you know what, do whatever you want. So then they go into the TARDIS, and whoop, buddy, this TARDIS looks glorious, multi-level, all white, LED roundel. It looks so good that the Doctor takes a lap. And this, from what I heard, was David Tennant's idea, because he wanted to just take a lap because it looks amazing. Disney, thank you for the money, because this looks so good. Great TARDIS interior. It's multi-level like the New Who. It's white like classic. It's like a perfect mix of both. It looks so good. Donna was like, yo, it's kind of still chilly in here though. It's like, well, it's a spaceship, you know, it'd be like that. She's like, but it's gorgeous. And then the Doctor's like, yo, I got this coffee machine built right into this now too. This is dope. He offers a cup to Donna, and Donna's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll take that. Oh, by the way, this is how I lost my last job, because I spilled coffee on the equipment. That's called Chekhov's gun. Now, I feel like they should have mentioned the coffee thing earlier, so then it's like oh yeah, she said that. Not like, oh, this, she said it and then it happens right away. Like, that makes Donna look more ditzy, because like she just said that she did this and then she does it like literally a minute later. No, if she would have said it earlier and then comes back around to this, it's like, oh, now that's truly Chekhov's gun. Like, hey, I said this way a long time ago and now it's going down. So she has the coffee and then she's like, hey Doctor, like, why you gotta be lonely all the time? Like, come visit. Like, come hang out with us. We can have tea. We can chill. You can come to some of Rose's events. And the Doctor's like, yeah, maybe. I don't know why he's being weird, because, I mean, like, yeah, like, with this face, it's kind of weird, but, like, with Donna and her memories back now, it's all good. And it's not like he hasn't done this before with Amy, with Clara. He was all up in their lives, so I don't know why he can't be in Donna's now. And then, you know, she spills the coffee, and it kind of looks on purpose, because she's just like, whoop, but I digress. The TARDIS starts dematerializing, but it's all, like, funky. It's not normal. The console just starts sparking, fire
everywhere. The roundels turn red, and it's crazy. The Doctor's like, we could go anywhere in time and space. I think that was added just because this is like a episode 1 of season 1. Like, because we know like they can go anywhere in time and space, but I think that's just for like new people or casual people coming in. Because it's like, of course, like what? It's Doctor Who. But then yeah, episode ends. No next time clip. I don't know if they're just not doing it because they want to keep it a secret or because of Doctor Who Confidential, and they did show a next time clip in Confidential. So I don't know if they're only going to show next time clips in Confidential now because they want to add some juice to that. Whew, that was a long one, or what seemed like a long one. I guess it wasn't really that long, or it's like a normal episode length. But this, in my opinion, is a very good episode. It was fun, it was lighthearted, it had some nostalgia, it had jokes, there was a twist. Doctor Who is back, baby. And not that Doctor Who, like, I don't consider Doctor Who not back. I don't mean that to sound like, oh, finally David Tennant's back, Doctor Who's back. I just mean like, it's been a year since Jodie's End, and I've been needing some Doctor Who in my life. I really did enjoy the episode, and now I want to read the comic that this is based off. I kind of want to do a compare and contrast. I want to see everything about the Meep. I heard there was like when the Meep and the person that the Meep's with, every time they turn around, the Meep's like, oh, I want to feast on your blood. So it adds like a different dynamic. It's not as innocent as it is in the show. So I want to see that. I want to read that. And I saw that after I watched the episode. I watched the episode obviously day of release, and it's been a few days now. So I've picked up some things about the comic. So I hope it doesn't seem like I'm lying when I say I haven't read the comic yet, even though I know a couple things about it. But that's only because of afterwards. The Meep was amazing. I was not expecting the twist. Lord, me and my daughter were watching this together, and we were both like, what is going on? I was not expecting it at all. Just blew my mind. The Roth warriors, the alien soldiers, they looked great. I love the practical effects. Definitely love practical more than CGI. Honestly, I feel like there's a nice balance you can do where it's like practical with like CGI enhancements. I feel like that's like when it's top notch. But like I love practical more than I just like a full CGI monster. So, and they look great. Donna was fun to have back. I'm actually surprised I liked her so much in this because I don't remember liking her much at all before. I'll have to go back and rewatch series 3 and 4. Because just from my memory now, I'm just like, she's not that memorable to me. Like, I sometimes forget she was a companion, to be honest. Rose was a nice addition, a great actress. I think she did great. I was kind of hoping that at the end, like, she would join the Doctor, and it'd be like Meta Crisis. Because I am kind of getting tired of just plain humans being companions of the Doctor. Like, plain modern day humans. Because in Classic Who, you know, there was Chameleon, that was a robot. K9 was a robot. They had people from different time periods. They had other Time Lords, Romana, you know. So I wanna mix it up. I want to mix it up. I'm tired of just plain modern day humans. I know the Doctor has to be the smartest one in the room, but you can still have somebody who competes with him intellectually, and it would still make it good. I don't think we're getting that anytime soon, because I'm pretty sure the next companion is a human. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in the future we'll get something good. But I was really hoping Rose would be Meta Crisis and coming onto the TARDIS. I was kind of sad to see that her and Donna just released the Meta Crisis. You know, you can really feel the absence of Wilf in this episode. I was really wanting Wilf. That's like a big thing I do remember about the Donna era was Wilf, and I remember loving Wilf. So you can really feel his absence, and I'm hoping he's in one of the next 2 episodes. I know his actor passed away during the filming of these specials, so I'm hoping they maybe got something of him before he passed away, and hopefully it could be tasteful. I hope we get to see him one last time. The intro was great. I love the intro. The ending conflict, the end of the conflict with the ship, I feel like that was rushed. I feel like we needed some more time with it, some better explanation for it. But all in all, I give the episode a 7 out of 10. It was great. It was a good nostalgia trip. Tennant fell right back into the role, like he never left, but yet he still kind of had a feeling like he's aged. And I don't mean that like towards David Tennant, but I mean like as the Doctor. Like the Doctor's aged, he's been through some stuff. He feels like he still has some of Jodie's mannerisms, wearing his heart on his sleeve. I do kind of wish he did some Capaldi monologues though, because I love those. I'm just so excited that Doctor Who is back, and I cannot wait till next week, which from what I've seen is supposed to be a darker episode, which I can't wait to see. I don't know if we're gonna get like sucked into the TARDIS and it's gonna be some like crazy adventure. Some people were saying something about getting sucked into the sonic screwdriver, which is said to be the sibling of the TARDIS. I'm hoping we get like some weird TARDIS, because it's what is it, beyond the blue yond? I don't know. I just hope we're going into the TARDIS. I think that would be amazing. But yeah, so that's my review. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.